Hey guys, welcome back to OverTakes. This is Kel.
And this is Misfit.
And we're here with another little tidbits about the off-season, whatever, signings and all that stuff.
Yeah, signings and team goings-on. And
then just talking about the game in general as well.
Yeah, because we did have some stuff this week drop down.
Yeah, so the PTR came out last week. And the big thing is the Torb rework. I mean, everyone kind of knows what's going on with that.
Yeah. And I think he's going to be more viable. I don't think he's going to be a permanent fixture in anything. But I think he's useful now.
Yeah, he'll definitely be less of a troll pick at this point. And really interested to see what some of these guys can do because they did up his skill cap because of his turret. Now will focus whatever you hit with your primary fire. So if you're really good with hitting those shots, you can melt some people. So I'll be interested to see what these guys can do with that.
Yeah.
Where they're going to put some of their turrets too, because there's a lot more places you can put the turret. It's not nearly as limited on like the surfaces that it has to be on and all that stuff. So I think they're going to come up with some really interesting ways to place it and make sure that it's going to be able to do damage, and it's going to be a lot harder for the other team to do damage to it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good change for that. And I also think his ultimate's going to be really useful on certain maps. You know, you get into 2 CP maps or even hybrid maps and things where you have to hold a point. I mean, you could throw his and Hammond's ultimate on a point and pretty much hold it down because no one's going to be able to go on there with it.
Absolutely. And that's huge. And then then you throw in the newer viability of May. I mean, you could really wreak havoc on controlling areas now with all those characters. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. And then on top of that, how they use that to counter the GOATS strategy, which I think, these guys are gonna use that. And I mean, they were doing that in Overwatch League in Stage 1 when no one knew it was called that at that point. But it was the 3 tank, 3 support, and now then adding Brigitte into that made it even more viable.
Yeah, that was when they were calling it kind of the meatball the meat wagon or whatever the hell they were calling it. Mm-hmm. The slambulance.
Yeah, the slambulance.
The slambulance. I like that comp, but
the meatball comp, like that type of thing where it's just like all these tanks and some healers, and you just go in and melt and just focus that whatever Ryan's hitting.
Yeah, and then the thing with the Torb rework is that it kind of you can put it in some weird spots that you can you can fling that turret around. You don't have to smash it with the hammer and all that.
Right.
It seems like more and more they're like, no, dive comp is not going to come back. We don't want this back. Fuck you, because that is. You have these Genjis and Tracers running around, and there's a turret, and you have it in the right spot, it's going to destroy them.
Yeah.
And then you add all this area denial stuff and all these other things. It's taking some of the... It's like they don't want that to come back.
At least not for now.
Yeah. And you add Doomfist into the mix now, too, which we've seen a lot in the World Cup.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Doomfist and we've seen a lot of Sombra. So, I mean, that's the other thing with these characters is it's going to make other characters more viable. I think Sombra especially. It almost feels like with how they're going about it at this point that they want Sombra to be like a number 1 pick type of character.
I would see the thing with Sombra is and we had a little discussion off air, I guess. She's been viable with the hack. People just don't know how to use the actual hack. Not right. You know, they took the health pack thing away from her, and people were like, "Well, she's useless." No, she's not useless. It's just people don't know how to play her.
Right.
Because I mean, even if you looked at when she had that big buff to all her skills and all that, I mean, they were playing her like crazy in the league. You had guys like Dante. Dante was like fucking amazing on her.
Yeah.
And you know. Right now, with all of the abilities and all of this stuff, her hack, you might not have, she can deal a lot of damage. Yeah, you're not going to get a lot of eliminations and stuff, but with her, it's the hack and then call-out thing. When you're playing against Doomfist and Brigitte and all these ability-based heroes, you need her in there. even Hammond and Reinhardt, she's good against all that stuff. Tracer.
Yeah.
But there's like I said before, though, it seems like they're slowly wanting to get rid of the Tracer Genji thing all the time. And it also brings into these comps. Someone's going to come up with a comp that's just totally whacked. If there even is a comp anymore. A meta. The meta is whatever the map is.
Right, and that's going to be... and like I've been saying it since the beginning of what we've been doing here, is that I feel like Blizzard really wants there to be no meta. They want it to be... And if there is, it's going to be map-centric. Specific characters are going to work really well in specific maps, in specific areas. And that's more what they want. And they want that... They want there to be character switching and that kind of stuff to happen.
And countering.
Figuring out, like, okay, well, this isn't working against this comp, so we need to switch something up and go to this.
Yeah.
And, like, they don't want it to just be, like, here's the same heroes every single time on every map, and
here you go.
They do not want that.
Yeah, and we got into that, like, probably in the first 2 years, there were set metas. You had the, when it first came out, before I started playing, and I was watching some videos on it, people were doing that with the nano boost with Reaper.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Beyblade. Mm-hmm. And then you had the triple tank thing, and then Dive came in, and Dive didn't go away for a while because they didn't make any viable
heroes, denial and all that.
Yeah, they didn't make any viable changes to anyone that made it worth your while to stop playing that.
Right.
But now they have, so I want to see, and also some of the other heroes that they changed up are also going to add interesting things into the league, like Pharah, for instance.
Yeah.
Now, I personally think this was more of a move for the guys in the league.
Yeah. For sure.
And it was also for
it was also for console players because I guess, like, on console, like, Pharah was just making it so unfun because the pharmacy was so hard to counter on console because, I mean, it's a lot harder to shoot a moving target in the air when you're using a controller versus using a mouse. So I get that. So they made it so it's going to require a lot more skill, and the splash damage is significantly nerfed. So you got to hit direct hits if you want to do anything.
And what we watched in this league over the last year with the Pharah play,
that's exactly what these guys were doing anyway. Yeah,
so you're going to have guys like EQO, Libro, Shadowburn, wherever he ends up, guys like that playing, even Tavik and Agilities is pretty good. Like some of these guys, you're giving these guys the opportunity and more damage, because what did they almost doubled the direct hit damage, didn't they?
Yeah, it's
like 55 per rocket now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh my god! And then their ability to keep her in the air is ungodly anyway, and they give her the knockback stuff and all that. But they did add some stuff to counter that with the cutting down the spread on Orisa and Soldier. And the new Torb is going to kind of thwart some of the Pharah play too.
Yeah.
Because he has a higher rate of fire, and that turret, you can focus the Pharah down anyway.
Yeah, and especially with the increase in his projectile speed, it'll be a little easier to hit Pharah. And if you can manage to hit a Pharah once, and that will automatically make your turret shoot it or two, like, then you can really mess her up. So I think that'll be huge. And then just in general, like, I'm excited to see some of these guys play some of these characters more. And then McCree is also getting a little bit more of a buff, because his is. It seems minor, but I think it's going to actually have a pretty big impact in that
that roll buff is pretty,
cooldown to 6 seconds, I believe, now instead of 8.
It makes them more mobile because of things like the amount of Doomfist, and you got Pharah, and you got things like he's kind of slow.
Right.
I mean, he does a lot of damage. And, he's great with that, and he just wasn't viable because, you can just run around him with Tracer and shit and just
Right, you can run around him with Tracer, you can, like, there's so many ways, because, like, once he burns his cooldowns, like, he's pretty much defenseless until those cooldowns come up, and they were just so long that you couldn't really do much.
Plus the reload on the roll, too. I mean, you literally have 2 reloads.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these guys are just going to eat that up, and I think he's gonna get used a lot more.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think Soldier's gonna get used a lot more too. I mean, he's a character.
That's a character we really didn't see a whole lot of in the first season.
It's almost like he's too easy.
Yeah.
But the thing is he deals damage, but he doesn't deal like Tracer amounts of damage.
Right.
And Tracer, you can get right up in somebody's face and just wreck somebody and then get out.
Right, and it's not as easy to do that with Soldier. Like, you can't flank as hard as on Soldier as you can with Tracer, obviously.
Yeah, or a Genji, or even like the damage McCree puts out is a little bit more. I mean, the thing is these guys are so consistent. Like, you get like AKM or somebody like that who's like a Soldier god.
Yeah.
You give him, a smaller spread.
Oh, God.
He's just going to wreck people. I mean...
Right. Well, then it also kind of, it makes Widowmakers, it puts a little more fear in them. They can't just stand in one place or just stay put anymore. Like, there's a lot more moving around and everything that they're going to have to do. So that's good. I like that a lot because, man, it got really boring when it was just double sniper meta.
Yeah, and I think they wanted to get rid of that real quick.
Yeah, they did.
And it's also, they're also going for viewability too with some of this stuff, I think.
Yes.
Because as fun as it was to watch, some of these guys go batshit crazy with Widow, it wasn't fun watching Widowmaker all the time. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, Widow's in there, so the other team's going to have a Widow, and then, there's some fun stuff, but it kind of slows it down.
Yeah, for sure.
And it just makes it weird to watch. Because, you're watching, and, you're watching the point or something like that, and then all of a sudden 3 people are dead.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of cool when you're playing it with a Widowmaker like that or whatever. Mm-hmm. I think for viewability, too, for the league, it just... The less she's played, I think the better.
Yeah, I agree. I also do think with the changes to Torb, the addition of Hammond, and all these area denial alts, I really think that they are setting up for there to be the next character will be a support, and it will be another defensive alt.
Or maybe, like, I always go back to this. What about, like, the only gun that they haven't stolen from fucking Unreal or Quake is the goop gun?
Yeah.
How about, how about an area, like a set area heal? Like, you know what I mean? Like goo?
Right.
Kind of like Lucio, but like it's static.
Right. You just put it down and then you walk through it and you get healed. Kind
of like Soldiers, but like on a bigger scale.
Right.
And a much more hefty healing boost.
Yeah.
And maybe, some other defense thing where it's...
Or it's like you walk through it and it disappears as the more your team walks through it and that kind of thing. So you could, like, put that over Torb's thing or... like somewhere through like Hammond stuff to kind of counter that. That would be I think that would be really awesome.
There's gonna have to be counters to area denial at some point.
For sure.
Yeah, because I mean, if you like we were saying, if you combine Hammond and Torb's ult, I mean here's a triple way to run this. So on the point, you drop your grenade, whatever that grenade minefield thing is, Hammond. Then you throw that thing down, and then you just have Roadhog on the other side push everybody into the point with whole hog. It's just insane. I mean, there's so much you can do with that stuff, but there needs to be a way to counter it a little bit better.
Yeah.
At some point, I mean, and I'm assuming they're going to do another healer too. I mean, they haven't done a DPS in a while, which kind of frightens me.
But at the same point, they don't need them
because
there's so many. And the way that it's been going, and the way that it seems like they want it to be, is they want it to be 2-2-2, and if you're going to do that, then you need to basically for the next like year and a half.
Yeah, you need to catch up.
It needs to be tanks and healers.
Yeah, maybe another main tank along the lines of Ryan or Winston.
Yeah,
because I like Brigitte. She's kind of like a half Winston, a half Reinhardt, and it's kind of like a little bit of everything with her. And the healing's okay, and it's more utility stuff. But they need someone that's either an actual tank or an actual healer.
Yeah.
Like, Arissa's great, and Hammond's great, but they're projectile tanks, which they need, like, another melee tank. Like
another melee tank, but, like, just another, like, good solid main tank would be really nice.
Yeah. Where, like Winston or line where it's close quarters kind of stuff. It just needs to be done. And like you said, they need another main support to go along with, because Ana's become more viable.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've seen a lot more Ana, a lot more Lucio, Moira. I mean, really all the supports are really getting a lot of play. And so I feel like they're in a really good spot with the supports, but another one would be awesome because you just want more variety.
Yeah,
It's just more fun because especially as a person who plays a lot of supports, like having that ability to have more like that would be really nice. Or even another kind of half damage, half healing support similar to Zen would be awesome too.
Right. Or Moira, or, even like on a Brigitte type thing.
Yeah.
Seems like they like to do that. Zen's going to get in a little bit of trouble here, I think. I have a feeling Zen's in big trouble.
Zen is
in the meta. And whatever this is going to be.
Yeah, Zen is just not really all that viable anymore. He still has probably one of the best defensive ults in the game, but the rest of his utility just is not as effective as it was during the dive meta when there wasn't all the big shields and stuff, because he's basically rendered useless when there's shields up. Yeah,
when there's shields up, and then you have barriers and all this other crap.
And then all the one-shots that are available
and everybody's
against him.
And his healing was more viable, too, when you had the mobility.
Yes.
You had Mercy doing the bulk of the healing, like on the tanks or whatever, however you wanted to work it. Or if you're running Widow, she's up there damage boosting and doing whatever.
Right.
Or even the Zen. And he's like hitting the Tracers and the Genjis and Divas with the healing orbs. But now it's such close quarters and tight. You need more of like the Moiras and the Lucios and even Ana.
Yeah.
He's becoming he's more of a damage dealer at this point, like a long range, like almost like a sniper kind of thing, than he is a healer. And then you just go in with the ult and kind of deny things and heal up what you need to heal up. But I think with some of the stuff, because the Torbjorn turrets eat him up because he's so slow.
Right.
You can't get out of the way. But that's pretty much. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen at BlizzCon.
Yes.
Because we're gonna get a map, and we know we're gonna get a map, and we're gonna get a hero.
Right. I feel like we're going to get a hero, and it's going to be like, oh, here's this hero. He's on the PTR right now. Go play him.
Yeah, that's always the Friday.
And then,
and we're always at work, and it's like, fuck, I gotta get home.
But then they'll announce the new map, and then that probably won't come out until after.
Yeah, that'll come out in January.
The Christmas event.
Yeah, because if you remember, even when they did Oasis, and what was the last year was
Blizzard World.
Blizzard World came out that took forever.
Yeah, it didn't come out until late January.
Yeah, and I remember Oasis came out in January.
Yet I still keep getting it in what feels like every freaking competitive match I play. For the love of God, I'm so sick of that map. It's definitely my least favorite hybrid map. Might be one of my least favorite maps in that game.
Yeah, that one's tricky. I'm not a big fan of that one either. Aesthetically, it's the best.
Oh yeah, aesthetically it's amazing, but play-wise, especially at RELO, oh god, people just don't know how to take advantage, or some people know how to take advantage of it, but the rest of the people don't, and those people are usually on my team. And
they pretty much do let's fly in with Pharah on the first point.
Right.
We all know that's stupid.
It's just one of those maps where, you either roll or you get rolled.
Yeah, there's
very little,
well, that even happened in the league.
That kind of stuff, yeah.
I mean, how many times the point was never taken, first point, or they rolled all the way to the end? Occasionally, it's most of the time it's stopped between the first point and the second point right in the beginning of the Diablo world.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of StarCraft land there.
Yep.
I mean, that was generally where it ended.
Yeah, if you got it into the Diablo area, you pushed it all the way.
Yeah, pretty much. And I know they changed it a little bit. They moved they moved the second point back.
The second point back a little bit, so it's in a little bit more of an area that makes sense, but I don't know. It's just...
I'm assuming the next one's we're going to get since we've got an escort, and we got in Rialto, we got another 2CP in Busan.
No, that's
King of the Hill. I'm sorry.
So we're probably
that's why we're probably going to get a 2CP because the last one we got was Horizon.
Yeah, And that was well over a year ago.
Oh, Horizon Lunar County.
Which, hooray. Another 2 CP map.
Well, yeah, another... I fucking hate... Everyone hates those maps. Damn it, Blizzard, everybody hates those maps.
Right. And then also at this point, especially with 2 CP maps, can we please get quick play with the competitive rule set?
Yeah.
For the love of God. Because I had a game that literally lasted less than 2 minutes last night because we just got rolled that fast on Anubis.
Yeah, and the thing is it's quick play, but you know what? You're still playing. I mean,
right. What if we could have rolled them the same way?
Yeah, you could have rolled them back. I mean, they would be like playing one of those hybrid maps and be like, all right, you got the point. Right. Game over. Yeah. Anyway, or they need to do a non-competitive, like the non-ladder kind of.
Right. That's what I mean. Rules. Just get rid of quick play and make that.
Yeah.
Because you don't really need quick play either because you have the arcade stuff.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, just do like no limits or whatever, or just have
quick play in the arcade.
Quick play in the arcade, yeah.
And then have like they have on Heroes with the
unranked unranked.
Where it ranks your MMR, it doesn't. It's just
right. But there's no like, oh, I'm in gold or I'm in platinum, that kind of thing.
And then you got to listen to that the whole fucking game.
Right.
I'm sure that'll happen because it happens. But anyway, guys. Thanks a lot for joining us. If you're new, please hit a like, hit a subscribe. Thanks for all of your support, all of the comments, all the things you guys have been doing for us lately. We will hit you guys up with some more stuff, as the shit hits the wall, and if it sticks, we will report on it for you. But we're looking forward to what's coming up. Definitely got some stuff in the next couple of weeks. We're going to be doing a lot more stuff, I think.
Yeah.
So players are trickling in, and then it's going to hit hard about Halloween. So get ready. All right, guys. Thanks a lot, and we will talk to you later.
Catch you guys in the next one. Later.